Some people ask why baptisms are done on Easter Sunday. And it's because Easter is all about new life and resurrection. And when a person is baptized, they are born again of the Spirit. Just like Jesus was born again in the way of the Spirit, and he resurrected from death to life. Our biblical witness today comes from the Gospel of Matthew, chapter 28, 1-10. After the Sabbath, as the first day of the week was dawning, Mary Magdalene and the other Mary went to see the tomb. And suddenly there was a great earthquake. For an angel of the Lord, descending from heaven, came and rolled back the stone and sat on it. The angel's appearance was like lightning, and the angel's clothing was white as snow. For fear of the angel, the guards shook and became like dead men. And the angel said to the women, "Do not be afraid. I know that you are looking for Jesus who was crucified. He is not here, for he has been raised. As he said, come see the place where he lay. Then go quickly and tell his disciples he has been raised from the dead. And indeed, he is going ahead of you to Galilee. There you will see him. This is my message for you." So the women left the tomb quickly, with fear and great joy, and ran to tell the disciples. Suddenly Jesus met them and said, "Greetings!" And they came to him, took hold of his feet, and worshipped him. Then Jesus said, "Do not be afraid. Go and tell my brothers to go to Galilee, and there they will see me." When we think about the resurrection of Jesus, most of us recall the stone being rolled away and then Jesus appearing. Miraculous. Mind-blowing. In the account in Matthew, we see something that might feel counterintuitive, though. The appearance of Jesus happens after the angel rolled back the stone, causing an earthquake. And then the angel sat on the stone. You know, like you do when you encounter something. Sat right back on that stone. So don't be afraid. The appearance of Jesus happens after all that. The angel says, "I know that you're looking for Jesus who was crucified. He's not here. He's been raised. Come and see the place where he was." This isn't a magic trick. It's not like sleight of hand where the angel rolls away a stone, causes an earthquake as kind of a distraction, and then Jesus slips out. The tomb was closed by the stone, and Jesus was already gone. Wow! The angel just came to reveal that Jesus was gone. Here, let me move that stone for you so you can see the proof. Because if I tell you that Jesus is gone, has been raised from the dead, and is no longer here, you're not going to believe me. Because the stone is still right there. So why don't you come in and take a look? The soldiers guarding the stone were clueless, and then scared to death at the earthquake and the sight of the angel. The women were stunned. It says they left the tomb quickly with fear and great joy. And as they were running to tell the others, Jesus steps in their paths and basically says, "Hi." Right? Greetings. Hi. Don't be afraid. Tell the others to go to Galilee, and I'll meet with them there. Jesus could do that in a miraculous way. Be here, be there. He was not encumbered by his embodiment anymore. Although he was less encumbered than most when he was embodied. He could do some really amazing things. But once he was resurrected, do you see what he did? He walked through the cave wall, or floated through it, or whatever he did. The stone did not need to be rolled away for him to leave the tomb. What difference does that make? Why does Jesus leaving a closed tomb rather than an open tomb mean anything for us? Who cares? Well, the open tomb, like I said, is the reveal of what Jesus has already done. Kind of the ta-da moment. The closed tomb, though, seems scary and foreboding and impenetrable. If Jesus opens the tomb to leave of his own volition, then it feels like Jesus can do that very same thing for us when we're trapped. So it's a good thing to imagine Jesus rolling the stone away and leaving of his own volition. But when Jesus leaves a closed tomb, it can give us even more hope. We don't have to wait for the stone to be rolled away, to look for signs of life and resurrection. Life can walk through walls. Life can walk through rock. Jesus did this not only with the tomb, but also later when he was visiting his disciples in the locked room that they had locked down tight because they were scared. He walked through the door and said, "Peace." There are doors in our lives. Spiritual stones. Now, some say that this stone was about 500 pounds. Some say that this stone was over 2,000 pounds. Some say that it was in a track that rolled and opened and shut, but it was on an incline, so the incline was when it was shut, and so reopening it was super difficult. Some say that the stone was square, so you had to push it. There was no rolling. We don't know. Archaeology has done their best to find out some of these details, but kind of like the little purple thing, we don't know, and we're not going to know. But what this story tells us is that Jesus didn't need to have the stone removed. The power of his resurrection in his life moved him through the rock. The power of Jesus' resurrection in life will move you through the rock. I believe it 100%. And if you don't believe it, guess what? I'm going to believe it for you. And if you need somebody to believe it, you just come to me and I'll say, "Yep, I believe it for you. Let's hold hands." And I'll see if I can transfer some of that into your spirit. Because you don't have to be stuck behind a 2,000-pound rock. When we see a spiritual stone that's a door that's too heavy to move, blocking that only escape route, it's time to walk through the side of the cave. That's what Easter means. Believe with me as best you can.